Hey, what's going on everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Today, I promised that I would do a review of the MATCO Infinium cordless tool lineup, my likes and dislikes about it, how they stack up, in my own opinion, to other leading competitors out there as far as pricing or durability, balance, things like that. Before we get into it, make sure you check out my buddy, Garnett Tools. He just posted a video on SK Ratchet. I'll post the link down in the description so you can go over there and check out that video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. So with that being said, let's roll right into it. I'll show you the 3 tools that I own from MATCO from their Infinium lineup and share my likes and dislikes. Let's roll. Alright, so in front of us I have 3 different Infinium MATCO products. I have the hex driver that you can put hex bits on, or you can use adapters like this. There's a 1/2 inch adapter with a hex head, 3/8 and 1/4 inch, and you just push down the little deal and it's good to go. Now that has just become an extended version of the 1/4 inch driver. Why the 1/4 inch driver? To be honest, I didn't need this much length all the time. Sometimes I need to get into tighter spots and I just want a 1/4 inch driver. So I chose the 1/4 inch driver. Other times when I'm working on interior work, I need to be able to attach various hex bits on here that have different things on them, like Torx bits, tampered Torx bits, Allen bits, things like that. So I bought this primarily for interior work. As I told you guys though, I don't do a lot of interior work. So this has pretty much become my at-home 1/4 inch driver or hex driver. So I do use this at the house. Use it to take loose the air cleaner on the Chevy to change out the air filter. I've used it to take out the tail lights on the Chevy to see why the right turn signal for the trailer wasn't working. Thought it was something in the harness. Couldn't see any damage, so I went to the tail light to see if maybe they tied something in incorrectly. Didn't see any damage. Still haven't figured it out, but that's okay. I'm not an electronic guru. So, like anybody else, I put it off. Not a big deal. I don't use the trailer a lot, or at least not as much as I used to. 1/4 inch driver though, this thing stays at work day in and day out, stays in my toolbox. I only brought it home this weekend to do a review for you guys. Same thing goes with the 3/8 Ratchet, which I absolutely love and enjoy. Everything about it. The balance, the feel, the weight. Each 3 of these, if we're talking torque specs, pretty much have a breakaway torque of the same exact amount as the other. And I think that's around 55 foot-pounds, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to take a look at the specs a little bit later on to be exact. Maybe I'll post some links down in the description if you guys want to head over to the MATCO webpage and take a look at any one of these 3 for specific torque specs. But talking about daily use, how they hold up, how long the batteries hold up, how good is the charger, let's talk about that. So as you can see on this 1/4 inch driver, which I've had at the shop now, it's on a 2 bubble for the battery charge. I haven't charged this in almost 2 weeks. This one I use all the time, day in and day out on pretty much every single car. I charge this on Monday and I'm at 2 bubbles. So just to kind of give you an idea of what I use every single day and what I have used maybe once or twice during the day. I mean, I use this to take open the air filter housings, and that's pretty much my limit when it comes to taking off intake manifolds or any kind of exhaust work or anything like that. I pretty much grab my 3/8 Ratchet. Why? Because I can get into weirder spots, different angles, and it has the same breakaway torque as the 1/4 inch driver. It's not to say that you couldn't use the 1/4 inch driver for those things. It's just to say that I like the breakaway torque with this a little bit more, because even though the breakaway torque is pretty much the same, I have leverage and I can crack it loose first and then run it out. With this, you can sit there and gun it, and it'll just go clack, 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 and you can move your wrist all you want. It's not going to break it loose at all. The only way to break something loose is to have some leverage behind it. This has a stopping gear on the inside, which allows me to actually crack it loose first and then run it out. As far as balance goes, I feel like the tool is very well balanced. Like I said, I charged this battery up on a Monday. It's still holding up great. Or at the end of the week, I'll probably charge it again on Monday. while I hook this one up in between tools, and then I'll charge this one up till I have a full charge, and that'll have been 2 weeks on that charge. This one's been sitting at the house for the last month, and you can see I'm at 2 bubbles, and I've only used this maybe 2 or 3 times the entire month. So the batteries appear to fade a little bit over time from just sitting and not actually being used. I would expect that this battery would be almost a full charge, and I haven't used it in well over a month, but I'm at 2 bubbles. This tool I use, I'd say a little bit regularly, but not as often as I use the 3/8 ratchet, and it's at 2 bubbles after 2 weeks of charge. This I use on a daily basis on pretty much every car, and I charged it on Monday, and I'm at 2 bubbles. So you can kind of see the progression that I'm going here with this. As far as the charger's concerned, one of the faster chargers out there. I like the air vents that it has, so that way it keeps the charge pack cool and doesn't overheat. I don't have to worry about heat or anything like that. It does have some good ventilation. The charge time is under 40 minutes. I think it's about 35, almost 40 minutes to get a full charge out of any one of these batteries. So I would call that a fairly fast charge. Like I said, I've been using these a lot. I actually used to own a hex driver, snap-on 7.2 volt, and I owned a 3/8 version of the 7.2 volt. I don't remember the breakaway torque or anything like that, but I could tell you that I would charge the batteries that morning, and by midday, they would fail me. And that's after I had those 2 tools for almost 5 years. Now, I've only had these for 12 months, or a little over 12 months, so I haven't run into any battery issues. I don't know how long these batteries will hold up over time. That remains to be seen. But the snap-on ones that I had, the 7.2 volts, those held up for about 5 years before I needed a new battery. And I ended up buying the 14.4, and the charge time was great. I think it held me for like 2 or 3 days before I needed to charge it again. Still not as good as I'd like to have seen, like I've seen in these, but I'd say pretty fairly good. I think it also depends on the application and how much you're sitting there trying to gun something off. That's pretty much my take on it. Now I also have the Milwaukee Fuel, the 2nd gen with the 18 volt battery, and I've had similar feelings about it and its battery charge time. Very fast charge. I think it charges within 30 minutes for any battery that I put on it. I use that tool every single day on pretty much every other car, I'll say. Depends on what it is that I'm doing. If I'm doing a routine service, we have to take the tires off to check for brakes. It's one of those must things that we have to do at the shop. So I do use it on quite regularly when I'm doing service work. If it's just something small component that I'm changing out, obviously I'm not going to be using it. As far as the 2 batteries that I have, I think I charge one of those 18 volt batteries every week. So I go through one 18 volt battery per week. Now, getting into a different topic, but kind of staying on topic as far as talking charge time and cordless electric tools, I can tell you that those 2 tools, the 1/4 inch driver and the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch Milwaukee, have pretty much replaced my air tools at the auto shop. Now, there are certain circumstances that you're going to want an air tool for either higher RPM or higher breakaway torque. But the breakaway torque on my 1/2 inch Milwaukee Fuel is the same breakaway torque that I have for my 1/2 inch MATCO air gun. So, only downside is one's operated off battery, the other one, it's pretty much operated off of compressed air. And unless you're having any kind of trouble with your air tank or you have, too much water accumulation in the tool's pretty much going to run for you and it's not going to fail. Just make sure to lubricate your tools. But just to give you a better idea, my cordless tools have actually replaced my air tools. My air tools stay at the house. They're now for home use. My cordless tools are for work, and I use them every day at work. That's all I got for this video, guys. Thanks as always for watching. Make sure you check out Garnett Tools. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. Thanks as always for watching. Cheers to those of you that have your beers, and happy weekend.